speaking of not a charge shot, are you ready for not Mega Man with charge gameplay? Instead, we get to play as Kung Fu Cutman, Kung Pao Penis. That's... Anyways, so I did in fact lie in my bed for like 20 or so minutes before starting stream. I think I maybe slept for like 5 of those minutes in the middle of it, so I'm like mildly better than I was before I went to my mattress. Hopefully we don't end up in 45-minute jail anywhere. I think thankfully Cutman has a wall jump ability. So like I have some answer to Time Man stage giving me stupid janky problems, but yeah, expect maybe a little bit of struggle gameplay in some aspects. As usual, Crash cannot be awake on a Monday to save his life, but this time it was due to it was still very self-inflicted, but at least this time it was because I stayed up in Discord and chatted with Grim and Ilvo for an extra like 30 minutes past my bedtime, so it was, I guess it was pretty well spent. So oh, that's, hey, why is that not there? OBS, please. Oh right, I need to open it. There we go. There we go. Hi, welcome. It's Crash Icarus time. Aren't you so excited? You're a professional nobody streamer. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm curious to see how good his version of Rolling Cutter is. I mean, Rolling Cutter is pretty alright as Mega Man in this game. I know one thing that is like they did for Cutman that they absolutely did not do for Oil Man that we'll get to see soon. It's funny how they thought of things for most Robot Masters and said they didn't want to think of things for one Robot Master. Yeah. Only platforming might be tough is Gutsman, Iceman, Wily 4. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, that's the typically most demanding platforming stages, so I think that is a real possibility, but shouldn't be too bad. At least not. It's at least no worse than anybody else. So, how about that? Let's get going with it.
The year 2000X.
Once again, Wily needs to take over the world or some shit.
Were able to create
Cutman
industrial
cuts
humanoid
logs.
robots. Invented by the foremost authority in robotics, Dr. Light, Cutman is a lumber-cutting robot.
That is a fun coincidence how Cutman is the only one who can do some kind of wall jumping maneuver and does also appear in the X series somewhere. I doubt it's that intentional, but I think it is interesting.
The name's Wily, the one and only, the brilliant scientist.
Now, if the powered up devs had gone on to also make, I mean, that's something to check actually. Did the power up devs work on X8? I don't think so, because this doesn't seem like the primary production team. I don't think. But if they did, that would be very funny, and that would maybe be like, well, you know, we're in the mindset.
Taking your precious robots.
And they were developed around the same time. I guess, yeah, okay, maybe the thoughts were all coagulating into one big idea cloud.
I have no use for a piece of junk that can only remove branches from trees.
Branches from trees? He's a lumber felling robot. Like, he's meant to cut down whole trees, Wily.
Let's hurry to
I know you're just trying to, like, you know, put us down, but come on, dude. Give me a little more credit than that. I want to be stolen by Wily. Branches are sturdy as fuck. True, if you combine multiple of them together, you get, yeah. You get Simpsons movie joke.
Just as I promised, Dr. Light, I'll be taking them with me.
Stop, Dr. Wily. Stop, I say.
MHX is very X8 coded. Kinda. Yeah, a little bit. Thankfully, it doesn't have a shop that drags it down. And so
What insanity!
Maverick Hunter X gets to be a really good standalone remake.
Professor, leave it up to me.
Cutman?
Leave it up to me is a
All right.
Leave it up to me sounds like something I would say when I accidentally combine two different turns of phrase together.
So that you can cut even the highest of branches, I'll give you the additional ability to perform a super jump.
Cutting it up.
Alright, interesting. Dr. Light finds it necessary to not explain what my weapon is, but to explain the fact that I've got hops. So yeah, Cutman gets one wall jump that does not chain into itself against a wall. And he also gets to fire 2 rolling cutters. Notably, he doesn't have the rolling cutter on his head when he has fired 1 already, but he still has the ability to fire a second one. This is notable for Oil Man not getting even half of his kind of a treatment. Oil Man doesn't even get to fire 2 oil slider globs, even though in the fight he can canonically fire off 3. Cutman only ever fires off 1 at a time in his fight, so Oil Man's just done extra dirty in this game for no particular reason.
You follow me! I don't have time to fool around with the likes of you!
Realizing earlier to get Cutman's secondary weakness Firestorm due to him to be a lubber felling. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Although I think also I may have looked up at the damage tables again for this game, and I'm pretty sure that Firestorm just like does big at least good damage to every Robot Master that's not resistant to it. So it's a good way to reach for it, but maybe in the original game it makes more sense, you know, where that was like your main option. Also, something you might know is that Cutman kind of has... The rolling cutters kind of have a weird lingering but not hitbox with the enemies there. Like, you notice that sometimes I hit the big eye too early with the rolling cutter, and so like he still had iframes, but then he ran out of iframes while the rolling cutter still went through him. It seems like one of those things where it's like the hitbox gets eaten the moment it makes contact with something. At least for that something, and then it cannot come back into contact with it again. Interesting programming decision. I'm guessing maybe that's what they thought was best, given that like they didn't want to have Cutman being like a noisemaker machine where the hitbox was constantly active. Cutter having space to fire an extra projectile would make it S tier easily. Yeah, having 2 would be pretty crazy. I get to use Wily's favorite weapon. I know, right? No one can dodge this. Hello, Proto. Welcome. Gonna go finish the snack you started earlier and then sit down? Alright, enjoy your attention-bearing snack. We'll see you in a moment. In a roundabout way, they managed to program the NES multi-hit bug with Cutter in this game, too. Yeah, just kind of, like, weird and backwards. Alright, we're getting a vote for Fireman stage. I could take on Fireman stage. Why the hell not? That sounds like a decent place to start. I don't know if we've done Fireman first in any of our runs through the game so far. While we were kind of on the topic of Maverick Hunter X a little bit earlier, I have some things to report. I played through Vile mode on normal difficulty in the last week since you saw me, and a couple things. One, the game is obviously much easier. It did, in fact, not take several tries to get past the intro stage anymore. And I was able to get my goodies really quickly. And notably, the reason that, well, so I can now tell you what the changes are between normal mode and hard mode for Vile's playthrough, at least. All the enemy placement is still the same, which means that Vile gets a unique treatment of different enemy placements compared to Megaman X, which is an interesting decision, to say the least. But not an entirely unwelcome one, given that Vile's kit is so different. But also the difficulty... The game maybe did the lazy approach to high difficulty, which was, let's go ahead and make it so that way everything does double damage to you, and you take and you deal half damage to everything else. / everything else has double the health. So that partially explains why there was the fish segment in Launch Octopus's stage that is just fucking impossible to get past as stock Vile in hard mode, or nearly impossible to do so elegantly. Yeah, that segment was suddenly no longer that big of an ish in normal mode. But a lot more weapons were also, like, viable. Distance Needler was even more disgusting as well. Vile gets that one annoying launch octopus turtle enemy in the intro stage too. Oh yeah, he also gets that as well. And I mean, those things are like spammed everywhere in Vile's playthrough. It's kind of nasty, honestly. I think that might be the first time I made it past that fire bar and tackle fire combo without getting hit. Huh. Took quite a while for that to happen. Oh, okay, actually, okay, so you couldn't see it there, but I could feel it on the sound effects. Cutman will get multiple wall jumps as long as it's, you know, different walls that are right next to each other, rather than the same wall. What? That was close. Well, that was probably my best timing to get past everything, too. There we go. Okay, past this, go here. All right. Past the most difficult platforming of the stage now. Cool. An interesting way for Vile to have a difficulty difference would have been to get less weapon equip points. I think that actually probably would have been better, considering that, like, you know, you actually have to make, you know, better, smarter decisions with what you bring. Although maybe it wouldn't have actually made that much of a difference, given that, like, Distance Needler and that one Tornado Bomb are, like, some of his best weapons you can bring, and those are already pretty low cost, so... IDK. Also, yeah, it does mean you would have to do a tier list and a hard tier list if you decide to do that, Grim. It would be definitely very different, because, like, the 777, you know, spread shot that is, like, the one you can equip that's normally, like, the ride armor gun. I assume that one would be, like, way better in normal mode versus hard mode, because enemies had just less HP, so... Alright, Fireman, what's your banter?
Burn! Burn! My justice burns hotly! Evil beware!
Huh? I'm no bad guy. I'm fighting against world domination.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Cutman hates world domination.
Flames engulf
Alright,
all.
Fireman's not
No
listening.
mercy.
Cutman's not good for enemies with shield like Big Eye. Yeah, the Big Eye kill was definitely on the tricky side. Oh, hold on, I have to remember how to, like, fight Fireman properly. Oh, that's right. This also works as a strategy, too. I remember this now. Is he gonna fire backwards? Okay, no, good. Although, okay, Cutman's odd arc makes this kind of cheesing strategy a little harder to do. But it's not impossible, either. I have to also make sure that I fire while I'm in the air, because Cutman gets a pretty significant amount of, startup lag if he fires from the ground. Kind of like Vile in half of his bombs. Alright, that worked. That was not elegant, but it worked. Cutman does do damage, it seems. Trying to fight Pikmin in the NES game with just Cutter was hell. Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. They didn't want to change things too different.
Nice job. Keep up the good work.
You know, there was at least the option with, you know, the Big Eyes to kind of throw it around the Big Eye, and it seemed to hit the back of the Big Eye a lot easier than the front. Alright, well, one stage down already. Where to next? Turns out having a pair of scissors half the size of your body is practical. True. No amount of cardboard will stop him now. Maybe a big rock. Maybe even no matter how big your scissors are, rock will still beat scissors. But, you know, if we ever encounter a paper man, it's gonna be really good time. Alright, Bomb Man also works too. I'm pretty sure he folds like paper to Cutman as well, so.
Time for a big bang.
Well, yeah, it was pretty, it was maybe not super stunning, but it was kind of like, just sad to see that, like, Maverick Hunter X's, most of Maverick Hunter X's solution to difficulty was to just take the X7 approach and just say, yeah, you know, everything just suddenly needs way more health now. This will make the game more fun to play. But at the very least, I will say it's like, you know, they did have a couple of extra, like, AI tweaks for hard mode, so it's not just a game of damage sponging. Like for example, X in the intro stage in hard mode or normal mode, like, doesn't begin to, like, speed up when he's at low health. He still always maintains, like, the same cadence and pace. And so, like, he's just way less spammy in normal mode, which really contributes to him not being as hard on the standard difficulty. Also, I don't think Chill Penguin actually did the wall shotgun ice attack once when I was playing in normal mode either. So, like, either I got lucky and didn't see it, or he just flat out doesn't have it. Which, if he doesn't flat out have it, that's fucking so mean to add that attack exclusively for hard mode. But it certainly does make him more of a threat. But yeah, otherwise, normal mode Vile, they're pretty. You really get to feel that feeling of, oh, Vile is kind of a walking tank in normal mode. He's an absolute beast, and very few things can stop him. The fish still give him some trouble in Launch Octopus's stage, just for, like, I don't know, the random way that damage was kind of assigned to some things. But it's still doable. Especially if you get your good weapons soon. Semi-X7 approach. Yeah, you know, part of the way there. For those unfamiliar with the discussion, X7 does, in fact, for some reason, the American version of X7 just has all enemies have double health, including bosses. Exclusive to the American version. This does not exist on the Japanese or, like, English versions. England English versions of Mega Man X7, the PAL version of the game. Just, you know, the NTSC devs decided, you know what, this game is not bad enough. It needs to be slower. And the Sniper Sniper Doe? Interesting for her variant of the paramilitary standard class drone. But yeah, the Sniper Joe does seem to have a pretty good matchup against Cutman here. Cutman fires at a very awkward arc to actually hit a Joe. Ah, the wall shotgun is a hard mode exclusive attack. Yikes. Oh, okay, good. That's a good position. Yeah, it gets a little bit dull with the double health thing, but you know, I think maybe that actually is the one thing to its credit. The doubled health on bosses might not be there. I'm not sure because I mean, I didn't really look too hard, but I don't think the bosses have doubled health. Just all the enemies.
Bombs! Don't run off. Let's have a little fun with my explosives.
You don't plan to chuck that bomb at me,
Joe's
do you,
unidentified.
Mr. Bomb Man?
You should have come the day before.
That's the
yesterday.
better joke I
had
should have
some
made.
Big boom booms then. Don't cry now.
Bomb Man still holding the record for almost no different pieces of dialogue. Anyways, Cutman, why are you scared? Bomb Man kind of holds nothing to you in this timeline. Poor Bomb Man. This is really a fucking sad display. He's got nothing. Oh, that felt bad. That felt like kicking a child, kicking a puppy several times over, which is very ironic considering I'm basically playing a child.
Great job! Give it your all on the next stage too.
Welcome to the fuckbox, Bomb Man. Gutsman might not have been able to do it to you, but Cutman sure has a strategy that works for this. Domestic bum abuse. Woof. All right. Which state? We got to go on the run now. So yeah, we can hightail it off to Iceman stage if you wish. Or Grim, do you have any input where you want us to go? I think I've been taking Pink's input the last 2 times. Do you want to see a new stage? Different stage? Your selection. Yeah, we need to go on the run, though. That was, the cops are definitely coming after us. Cool with Iceman. XD Lamau indeed.
Stop and freeze! Ready?
But yeah, I was even looking at some of the damage tables for Vile mode, and like the Distance Needler really was given like one of the best damage tables around. Like it's one of the few weapons that actually do like solidly at least 2 damage to every boss and 3 damage to most of them, and then some bosses who are weak to it take like 6. It's really criminal. Just even comparing to like basically all of Vile's other arsenal of weapons, like many of other things for Vile like still only do 1 damage to bosses. There's only like one other weapon that also does like very high damage to all enemies and all bosses. It's the Golden Right, being the very short range punch that Vile can do. And it's good, but obviously it's short range. But yeah, it does a minimum of 6 damage to every boss. And it does 10 to Armored Armadillo, because that's his weakness. It's brutal to see, actually. But, you know, small distance does kind of balance it out, whereas Distance Needler, rapid fire, low energy, long distance. Yeah, Distance Needler is still king. Yeah, they did find us here, unfortunately, and they brought shield attackers, too. Apparently riot shields are, would stop Cutman dead in his tracks, apparently. Yeah, Punch is what Hard Knuckle would be if it was good. Or better. Hard Knuckle's not that bad in Mega Man 3, I'll admit it. It takes out the Joes, it takes out a couple other sturdy enemies. It's fine. Yeah, poor Armadillo, he really dies in 3 shots to Golden Right. It's a funny sight to see. And he doesn't even get his armor blown off by it either. That's the funny part. Like, they decided that it was necessary to code a weakness reaction for Armadillo getting hit and taking the damage for that weapon, but decided that he actually should keep his armor on at the very least so he can have some of his dignity. Knuckle C+ tier uses, but it's not great. Yeah, not great for general use. Mega Man 3's weapons suffer from just being a lot of you shoot a thing. Exactly, Pink. Thank you. All of as Gemini Laser / Nathaniel Hoover / Flashman85 once put it, almost all of Mega Man 3's weapons are shooting a small projectile in a straight line, with maybe the ability to like change its angle. Mega Man 3's weapon set is not bad, it is just kind of repetitive, a little lackluster. Knuckle can't get you inadvertently killed via screen transition. Yeah, no, it doesn't. Grim also showed me the other night a funny Spark Shock thing, where apparently the hitbox of Spark Shock still stays in whenever you scroll onto a new screen. It stays in for like just a couple frames before the game unloads the previous screen and loads all the new hitboxes and enemies for the next screen. So you can you can Spark Shock something close to the border, left border of a screen, scroll on the next screen, and die to that.
Ahead, sir. Oh, freeze it at all costs, soldier. What? You're gonna freeze me? You're out of line, little bro. You have nothing to do with the mission. This mission is very, very important, so move along, soldier.
Hey, Iceman at least gets some unique dialogue. Cutman does not really have the best banter with his brothers, I'm noticing. He maybe doesn't say much outside of, like, you're doing bad. Like, surprisingly, Cutman feels like an even more generic hero dialogue than Mega Man. At least so far. He's probably going to have, like, a banger. You know, so it's just like some Twitter accounts. You know, you get one hit tweet that becomes your legacy, or you know, maybe you ask on Reddit like, "How did I get a cylinder outside of an M&M's tube? It's stuck in there. It's very gentle. There's full of a lot of butter as well." You know, and that becomes your life for the rest of your life. Cutman's literally a naive anime protagonist. Oh, you're right. He even has the Deku voice to a certain extent. He's really going like, Mr. Iceman, that's not cool. Don't freeze me.
Next stage too, Kay.
And I must have solidified that association too there, Grim. How about it? Cuddy's not done yet, kitten. Hold on for my super cutter attack. Alright, where are we going next? Where's Deku fucking taking himself now? Yeah, because, like, you know, Rock / Mega Man at the very least, like, kind of speaks with more of this, like, you know, trying to appeal to reason. Like, you know, come on, go back to what life was like before, Wily. We can come home. Dr. Light can help you. That's the thing he sticks to. Cutman's really just more like, I gotta stop this world domination thing from happening. Gonna get weird, might as well go for Guts, man. Alright, let's get the weakness stage out of the way. I imagine this could go one of two ways.
I got it covered.
Ready?
Also, very notable how Cutman has a very long, like, teleporting in animation compared to everybody else. Like, it's just a teleporting in animation, so it's not like it's the end of the world, but you do have to wait, like, a noticeable amount more time before you can actually start playing the game. Compared to even, like, Roll, who, you know, you have to wait for her to get up after falling on her ass. Alright, yump, and yump. Close yump. Alright. Cutman also seems like he's going to have the same problem Vile did, in which Mets are, like, the hardest thing in the world to actually hit, because it's just, like, a small guy right in front of you. Also, Picket Men, not so bad. That's, like, you know, I mean, they have the shield, but, like, that's 4 hits. That's much better than, like, you know, the impossible task of, like, 10 or 20 that it might take in the original NES. Plus, they aren't as mobile as Joe's, so they're not constantly jumping over your shit. Yeah, so 5 hits. Not bad. Cutman is great with normal enemies, but shielded enemies hard counter him. Yeah, it's kind of ironic given that it's like... I mean, maybe the idea is like, oh, well, you know, a sharp thing, it's not going to be able to cut through a big shield, like... Yeah, but, like, it's a big rolling pair of shears. If I expect any weapon to have piercing capabilities, it's this one. And yet, for some reason... Alright, gotta lock in. No! Ah, my no death streak.
Ready?
Cutman's alternate route. Oh shit, hold on, you're so right. Oh, it's probably not gonna let me jump back up the screen transition. For some reason, I was thinking it was after the, hold on, we'll try it again. For some reason, I was thinking it was after the Pit of Despair.
Welcome home.
Again, tired eyes are not really looking out for things quite so well.
I got it covered.
All the really good characters are all that's left. Basically, yeah, none of the characters left are, you know, bad in any way. I think probably the most mediocre character we have left is Mega Man with Slide, because that's the only difference between, you know, a normal Mega Man playthrough and Mega Man with Slide. So, like, that's not going to significantly change anything. I'm personally excited just to see how Electman plays. I imagine it's going to be fucking great, but it's, you know, to have infinite Elect Beam to spam is a joy. And, you know, no, we haven't done a Proto Man run either. We haven't, I've made, like, no progress on doing all the challenges in this game. There might be a weirdly long gap where, like, all of a sudden I'm returning to this game for, like, one day to be like, hi, I completed all the challenges in over these past couple of years. Not years. You know, past several months. Completed all the challenges. Now we can actually go back and play Proto Man. I could just download the DLC save file, but, you know, I might as well. If I'm going for maybe not exactly 100%, but I might as well try to unlock him the legit way. Proto Man be on hard mode or normal if we do his run? It's a good point. Maybe I should just do things on easy to have a fucking big laugh about it, but I could maybe do hard mode for Proto Man. Why not? I mean, you know, Mega Man wasn't too bad to do as, well, Mega Man was pretty rough to do as hard mode, but eventually I learned how to do it. And so Proto Man with his ability to just absolutely blast the competition away should be, pretty doable. Also, riveting gameplay section up there, by the way. That was just me fighting a cave full of bats and just waiting on them to emerge. Do an easy man run for Mega Man with slide. Not like the normal run would be all that different. Might as well see what easy is like. Yeah, that's a fairly good point. And then we could just have Mega Man with charge be a normal mode run. I could see that. Yeah, I'm not falling for that shit. I'm gonna just take my W and go, thank you. Alright, sweet. And look at that. No major platforming actually had to be done. I find it very ironic that Cutman shouts down the middle when firing Rolling Cutter, considering that the Rolling Cutter goes everywhere but the middle of where he's firing. Also, man, I'm fighting really sloppily as Cutman, but it does not matter. For I have a regular amount of health. Yeah, that life is, it's not the worst thing to go and grab. I have grabbed it, but, like, is it really worth it after the, part of the level that's, like, the hardest to do? Or that, like, you know, you would have to go back through the alternate path in order to, try again for it? Or just take the normal path that's the hardest part of the level? I don't think so. Basically free for Fireman?
Warning!
My Fireman.
Guts. Hey, men only. Little boys don't belong here. Go home before you get hurt.
But you were so
was
kind
pretty free for
before,
oil,
Mr.
man.
Gutsman. Don't worry, I'll get you out of here.
I'll get you out of here in a body bag.
If I get fired, I'm gonna take
Destroyable
you down
oil.
with me.
Oh no, not that life. But yeah, that one is basically free. I thought we were still talking about the one that was on Cutman's path, that would require me to, you know, do another guts belt over some spikes. That is just completely unnecessary. Okay, thankfully, Cutman actually has a pretty decent angle to actually fire upon Gutsman, so this is not miserable to time. I can afford to, you know, get hit, accidentally take a tumble, mostly. Also, Cutman does not really take that much damage from Gutsman. It certainly takes a notable amount, but it's not abysmal like some of the other bosses and their weaknesses are. Alright, that did not fucking work, and never mind. Hey, there's all the damage that I was supposed to be taking. Apparently this attack is like fucking lethal as hell. That was like half of my health. Welcome back, Maverick Hunter X Vile Mode difficulty. There's still no good way to dodge that. I don't understand how sometimes it's just like, you know, you're just gonna take the damage. I guess if I need to jump later, maybe.
Warning!
Take mega damage from the actual rock. Well, I got hit by the rock that was thrown once, and that actually didn't deal all that much damage. The rock that was thrown didn't do a hell of a lot, but the rock that was fucking came out of the... as he came swan diving out of the ground, that seemed to just hit me for a more billion damage. Forward, thank you. Sure, he was still in the ground. And I tripped on that. Ow, okay. Never mind. Okay, now I'm getting screwed. I don't know what happened that first time I took a hit from a rock. It did not do that much damage at first, I swear. But... Alright. Gutsman. Okay, cool. Thanks, Gutsman.
Ready?
Cutman have more jump height compared to other characters? I don't know. I'll have to check when I'm in a better position.
Warning!
Yeah, I think you're just gonna get hit now. No, nothing's going to stop that. Gutsman's just going to do his thing where he absolutely corners you. It's kind of his entire thing. Just stay a certain distance away from Gutsman, and maybe he won't hit me with a big rock. Or maybe he will. Come on, jump over me? Okay, jumping back works as well. Fuck off. He's stuck on the ground because he's stupid. Long wind up. Uh-oh. Okay, I was actually thankful to see him dig that time. That would have been a terrible spot for him to just keep chucking rocks at me. Go. There we go. Alright. So far, Gutsman's been the only trouble. Makes sense. Him fighting him in the boss refight stage is imperative to get done early.
Great job! Give it your all on the next
I get
stage,
this
too,
distinct feeling as well that Cutman is maybe not going to do very well against CWU ONP. That feels like it's gonna be a rough fight. Although, I don't know, I have the wall jump, so maybe it's not that bad. If I just remember to use the wall jump... Although, I don't know, there is also suction towards the center of the screen. Depending on how the wall jump interacts with the suction, always taking you slightly away from the wall, it may or may not be that bad. If you have a janky interaction like how X6 doesn't really let you wall jump during that one suction attack that Gate can throw out, then it goes bad. If it doesn't have that issue, and it's more generous, like a Super Metroid wall jump, then it goes good. He does have a higher jump, it might be easy. True. They're on time, man. You know, the game's already busy enough making puns. You don't have to, like, join in with it. Also, hey, welcome, Chris. Planning to say, I bet you'll be having a good time facing Gutsman, but never mind. Yeah, you know, the good time was had, in fact. Alright, let's see how high can Cutman jump. That does feel a little bit higher. That feels kind of like maybe 4.5 blocks versus like 4 blocks. So maybe that's a bit higher. It's a bit hard to tell. But hope you're doing well, Chris. I'm doing my best on tired Monday gameplay, as always. And we're actually making pretty good time as Cutman, all things considered. We haven't game overed once so far. The only thing that's kind of a pain in the ass are shielded enemies. But, you know, otherwise, solid damage, good ranged attack, multiple cutters out at once. Life's pretty good, I gotta say. Ow. I gotta say, I am sure glad that I have Thanksgiving time off coming very soon. In fact, I even got a notification that I get to have a half day on Wednesday, courtesy of my office. So I get like a total of 4.5 days, you know, including weekend. It's a total of 4.5 days off of work, which, hallelujah, I really need after the month I've been having. You know, at work at the very least. Personally, I've been fine. At work is this month is miserable for my office for the reasons of which department we're inspecting. So I've wanted to take time off throughout most of this month, at least just to have one 3-day weekend in there, but you know, it just never worked out with like having stuff to do on basically every day, like a meeting or like a, you know, an inspection that I had previously scheduled, or like just the beginning of the month, I was on call, so it's like, yeah, I could have taken a day off, but if I took a day off, then that would mean if I got called, I would just have to, like, you know, respond, and that would kind of ruin things, so, like, I will be very glad to see some time off this weekend. Look forward to play some PS games that you acquired. Very legitimately, yes. What PSP games are you looking forward to playing? I will probably not recognize them anymore, but, you know, or anymore. Recognize them at all, because I never had a PSP growing up, or knew anybody that had one, but, you know, discussion time. Looking forward to Thanksgiving. Scared since your household is jumping from having 1 dog to 5? Oh, hell no. I'm not a huge fan of dogs as it goes. Like, there's only a couple dogs ever that I've really liked, and usually it's the small ones because they can't, like, you know, knock you over by, like, jumping on you thinking they're a small dog and being like, I love you, you're my best friend. So, yeah, 5 dogs sounds kind of like my version of hell. Well, one of several circles of my hell. The other is involving awkward social interactions and small talk. And yes, hello, Score. Welcome back. How are you? Are you doing swell? How far would a woodcut cut if a woodcut could cut wood? It seems like about half of a screen's worth. You know, maybe a little less than that. You could, in fact, mention some of them. Yes, Chris. Feel free. More than ordinary. PSP was good for 2 things, Megaman and RPGs, huh? Alright. I'm not familiar with the RPG library of the PSP. Thanks is shittier and Mr. Head empty. Yeah, that's dogs for you. Well, some dogs don't even have to be anxious to eat their shit. Sometimes they're just like, ooh, tasty shit. It's got like a nut in there or something. Sick. Cutman still can't quite make that jump on his own, so I don't think he has that much higher jump height if he does. That's usually like a good benchmark for how high I can jump. All right, the hell. Oh wait, that's right. I actually can't make it all the way over there and wall jump off that. This is still gonna be hell. All right, we got past it on a day where I'm very tired too. Hell yes. PSP had a massive library of RPGs, including Final Fantasy remakes. Let's see, what's some other things? Toy Story 3, Sonic Rivals 1 and 2, Spider-Man 2, games you used to play when you were a kid. I've heard Sonic Rivals. I think that's a pretty cool game from what I've heard. Those are good Sonic games. Toy Story 3, rare instance of a good license game, question mark?
You're late.
Does anybody else have experience with it?
But you did wait for me, right? Then let's go home together.
Yay, let's go home, everyone's friends.
Full time, you idiot.
I didn't really try fooling time, I just tried fooling you. Like, you're kind of a little bit of a rube, coded character, Time Man. Oh, I could kind of just win the damage race against Time Man. I don't have to actually be skillful. I should maybe try a little bit, but it's still kind of funny. Alright, he's gonna shoot and then shoot again. Hey, go away from me, Time Man. Thank you. Oh, well, every console has an abundance of Japanese visual novel games, Chris. Because that Japanese visual novels are like the equivalent of like a cheap Angry Birds clone out here in the West. Like, it's just everywhere. It's ubiquitous. That's just what you do in order to make a quick buck. Done shot 57 times. Score bar was expected to make a full recovery. Hey, we didn't spend 20 minutes on that jump today. Nope, no siree. And not ever, in fact. Might as well cut Alex fuses. You were opened 56 times. Question, if you open and shut a human, would you shut it like this? Rips head off, puts head back on. Or this, opens mouth, closes mouth. Or secret third goatsy option, which does not need to be discussed further. All the Disney games on the PSP are surprisingly pretty good. Huh. Alright. I think... Correct me if I'm wrong, but I have a weird memory of, like, most Disney licensed games end up being pretty good, and that's not just Kingdom Hearts. I think Disney was one of the few companies that maybe cared about their licensed games being good, mostly because Disney is, you know, absolutely obsessed with their IP not being used in, like, you know, dog shit. So that way, you know, their brand icon, Mickey Mouse, can stay alive a little bit longer. Cutman does have the opportunity to eat this stage. It's a nice vertically oriented stage with plenty of options to wall jump. I think this is going to be a good one. Also, the game goes so much better now that I know, like, how to take care of all, like, the foot holder setups, too. I no longer have to wait at these and be like, okay, when do I jump again? Like, I think ever since, roughly which playthrough? Maybe, like, since, like, the Oil Man playthrough or so, I kind of have had all of the, foot holder sections down in normal mode. It's not bad. Disney doesn't want their IP license out to make dog shit. They want to make homegrown dog shit instead. Exactly. If anybody's gonna bastardize their brand and pump out cheap AI slop, it's them. For the genre of visual novel, confirm the PSP has more games where multiple boys love the same girl than typical games where multiple girls love the same boy. Awesome. Female-focused platform. Grip it and rip it, bro. Okay, there we go. Don't have to wait for that guy, and then take a quick jump. Alright. Can't tell with most reverse harems. A very noble honor, to say the least. I've actually never been a fan of really visual novels myself. Like, I don't really see the appeal, even in, like, I guess we just start off with, like, you know, the romance ones. I don't see the appeal in romance visual novels. Like, I don't know. I feel like that would just make me feel more lonely. It would remind me of the fact that I'm just reading a novel for, some kind of romantic gratification, some kind of comfort. If that's not you, if you get something out of it, that's great. I'm not poo-pooing it. But, like, I don't know. Me, I would just kind of feel like, in the same way where it's like, hold on, let me hear Lekman's dialogue first.
I see it in your eyes, and I share in your puzzlement and impatience.
Good. Let's go home, Mr. Lekman.
Listen to me.
To watch my
okay, that was a sex noise, Lekman.
To hear your delightful shrieks.
Okay, the sadist is coming back out again. Anyways, I was saying, it's like, for me, I kind of get the same feeling like when I was going off to college. Mom may have tried to gift me a fake, somewhat robotic cat that like is designed for seniors who don't get like much love from their families to, you know, pet. And I was like, this is creepy. I don't want this. This just makes me feel lonely. And like, Oh my god, Electman! Fucking quit it with the thunder! Bastard. Yeah, it's like visual novels aren't like, you know, they don't make me revile with disgust at the people who are playing, but it's just more like, for me, it's like, I don't know, this is a reminder that I don't really want. Like, I can't just engage in fantasy. I don't know how to detach from reality entirely. So, like, you know, they just never had appeal for the romantic side of things. And then for other visual novels, like, or just the general genre of visual novel, like, I'm just gonna choose a stage so we can keep going. Let's get Oil Man out of the way, so I can keep talking. I mean, like, just general visual novels, like, I mean, you can do them right. I've played Ace Attorneys. I've played some Ace Attorney, the first few, and those are good games. But I don't care as much for playing a game that is just like, you know, very all dialogue based and dialogue tree based. Like, I like Ace Attorney for the solving the case at the, like, you know, at the court stand type of thing. Like, yeah, all the characters are great, and like, I do like reading about them, but there's also a reason I don't read analog novels either. Like, reading does not entertain me very much. If I'm playing a video game and relaxing, I want to be playing Megaman, and, like, you know, destroying robots and shit. I don't want to be, like, reading about how, you know, there's a murderer on the loose in the, you know, fucking finance district, and there's, like, some really cool coded characters with, like, awesome designs that are like, oh no, am I being murdered? So, yeah, I don't know, visual novels just never really have done it for me, as a rule, but I'm sure there are exceptions I could find to that rule, if I just gave more of them a chance. Okay, I missed a good number of chat messages. Let me catch up with that once we get to the checkpoint. Get past this map. Okay, we can catch up with that now. Murder of Sonic is one thing, I'll get to that. Beep Snack Dykes just downed half a box of Pocky. Cool, at least they weren't attention-bearing pretzels, they were attention-bearing crackers. Yum. Cutting the electric bill, true. PSP is some visual novels. Danganronpa, Rupa? Yeah, sure. Steins Gate, both of those are Japanese exclusives. Dating sims their own can of worms. Most of the parodies don't even include any of the deeper mechanics. Oh, I'm sure. Like, I'm not one of those people who, like, got poisoned by Hatoful Boyfriend and, like, think that that's all romance visual novels are. But, like, you know, it's just, for me personally, my mixed bag of emotions doesn't really let me get deep into it. Cactus Mets do go boo. It's surprised it took you that long to notice it. Being honest, you never got into dating sims, but you got with other games with dating mechanics. I think if a game is entirely about dating, blah. Other games with some romantic elements, cool. Yeah, actually, like, I mean, like, for a game like Baldur's Gate, like, some people are kind of like, or Baldur's Gate 3, people, you know, some people are kind of like, well, you know, why do we need to be able to date the characters? It's like, okay, thankfully almost nobody said that. Only the most obnoxious people you ever knew say that, or at the very least, you know, less of the very complaining about style and just more like, I don't really get why this had to be in the game. And it's like, yeah, sure, it didn't have to be there, but, like, honestly, though, it kind of makes sense for a game that's, like, a big adventure like that, where you're, like, getting to intimately help each other. You're all in kind of this doomed scenario. You're the only people in the world who can relate to each other on having a worm in your brain. And, like, you know, you're deep in combat, you're saving each other all the time. You know, emotions are bound to flare up. You know, so... Oh, wait, right, that's the Electman path. I don't know, I forgot for a second. Thought I missed something. Emotions are bound to flare up, and, like, yeah, it makes sense. You can romance your companions and have scenes with them, and, like, you know, it works. And I think that's actually neat. I like that. Big part of, I like Baldur's Gate 3 for that reason, but, you know, for a game that's just dating, it's, The only dating sim you've played is Super Paper Mario? Well, that's not true. You've also played Deltarune, or Undertale. You've also played Undertale. That has a dating sim in it. jump. Okay. You haven't yet? What? I like instant turning, I could try Danganronpa. Alright, I mean, you know. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. I might get to it one day. Failed reading like 3 or 4 times today. Epic. I love failing to read. I do it also quite a bit considering all the emails I have to read as well. I sent out emails to like the wrong to a person with the same name as my boss with a different email just last week. That was fun and thankfully the message went unreceived, so I didn't have to have an awkward conversation. But still. Oh, Cut Man, you and your abysmal big eye fight. Despite being too ADHD, says meat-headed for dating sims. Yeah, I mean, you know, like I'm saying, I'm not poo-pooing it for people who like it, but for me, it's never been my thing. Megaman clone with dating sim elements that looks kind of neat. Sure, kind of fun. You ran a campaign once where you gave one of your players an annoying ex. That's funny. Oh, having to just deal with a different brand of annoying NPC all the time.
If you want to learn the talk, you best be learning it somewhere else.
Learn the talk? What?
What you're doing is wrong. Please stop.
Oil Man does no. Does the Oil Man fuck?
Then maybe you'll know what's what.
Does Oil Man fuck? Hey, good damage against Oil Man. Not going to be that bad of a fight. Oh, having the returning action as well really helps on Cutman. Probably hit Oil Man actually while he's on the ceiling if I just did a wall jump and shot at max height. But it's probably just not a very good use of my resources and spacing. Alright, rip Bozo. You haven't, oh, interesting, so you haven't just played Deltarune or Undertale, huh? Huh, alright, fair enough. I thought you'd already played it the way you've talked about it, but...
Great job! Give it your all on the next stage too,
Yeah, because Proto's right. Like, you kind of have the one of the Toby Fox fan energy within the group. I mean, if reality, that's defective. And if Undercover Defective wants to, you know, say hello or, you know, some snarky remark while he's lurking in the background, I think it'd be a good time for him to make himself known right about now. But he is the Toby Fox fan, certainly. That's it was a formative game for him. Cut the crudeness, Oil Man. We sure did it. Oil Man is the lube. Yes. You're so right. That is in fact why he fucks. I mean, he does seem to offer robots roll if a fill up. So, you know. Again, with the whole crude humor because crude oil type thing. That is also slightly detracted from, given his fucking character design. Bears reacted to a soft block image. I'll have to see that later. Is Cutman's campaign the most inappropriate in the game? No, that was absolutely Roll's campaign. Half of the robots hit on her, and the other half, like, just kind of said, hey, you're woman, you can't be here. So. See you, Chris. Have a good time at Kuleg. Yeah, Toho does tend to have a lot of fans who don't play the games but engage with everything else like the music. Like me. I wouldn't really deeply consider myself a Toho fan, but I do love the music. It tends to be very good shit. So, that's undeniable. Oh, no health? Come on now. At least a score ball would be nice. Or the score balls are okay, but health is better. Toho mostly through osmosis. Yeah, same. I've also seen like Greyfruit play some of the early Toho games because he actually decided to graduate from being a typical Toho fan to one who actually plays the video games. Go dig up your copy of Megamari. Yeah, that's actually something I should probably play at some point. That could be my jumping off point into Toho. I've seen Megamari played at some point when I was younger. Maybe by Roam. I can't remember if Roam played Megamari or if that was somebody else. But I know I've seen someone play it, but that was well over 10 years ago. Ow. Saw Ilva play most of the early games. That's fair. He plays lots of obscure shit and currently is playing yeah, like a, what's the word I'm trying to look for? Like an Advanced Wars kind of, a Toho-themed Advanced Wars type game, so that tracks. I can jump up here. Unfortunately, that's for Bomb Man to leave. Ow. I was looking at chat instead of looking for the ladder. I think Toho and I Want to Be the Guy have some fandom overlap. That's just what I observed from the I Want to Be the Guy Maker game. I mean, I could totally see that. Both are difficult bullet hells in a different sense of the design, but they are still difficult bullet hells, so they do have genre overlap. Ouch. Goddamn, Big Eye. Still hits like a truck the old-fashioned way. I don't know, maybe I get into Toho once, but I tend to like the American, Western shoot 'em ups rather than, stuff like Toho, because I don't want, like, bullet hell. I just want shoot 'em up. I want Galaga.
I've joined up with Dr. Wily. What about you? Want a cut of the action?
Boo, Megaman, boo.
Did you really? It's not true! It's not true!
Not the sharpest pair in the drawer, huh? Did you really think I was the real one?
Whoa, hold on. That's lore. Is Megaman is dead? Because that was implying that Megaman question mark's not the real Megaman. Also, notably more difficult boss arena because of the guts blocks. Ouch. Cutman is the only one who gets a buffed Megaman question mark fight. What the fuck? Okay, yeah, that was a terrible example. Yes, Galaga is Namco, but you know what I meant. Oh, that was Crash being stupid moment. Okay, interesting is that he only wants to actually jump up on the platform if he can actually tag you by jumping at you, so you have to kind of time a jump really well there to not get slid. Yeah, or otherwise he'll just turn around like that. Kind of brutal. Or but he can also do stupid shit like that too, so I guess it kind of balances out. Alright, hey, good job, buddy. You're gonna hit me with that charge shot. Just keep doing it. No, not a charge shot. Whatever will I do? Oh, he's doing it on the ground this time. I actually have to jump over it. Alright, good job, buddy. You did your best.
Mission complete.
Yeah, I guess it's lucky that he doesn't have super arm to switch over to. He can just crush me like a bug underneath his shoe. Yes, it's a pretty good meme. I mean, just,
Dr. Light, your robots
it's easily applicable to many situations given how many charge shots you blast off in so many situations and games. I know, Megaman, what happened to him?
You are a most foul.
But also interesting that Mega Man questions marks like, huh, I'm not the real one. So like, what did Dr. Wily just like capture Rock in this game and just decide, I can't do anything with this idiot, throws him out, makes a new robot from scratch that just so happens to be the one that would happen in canon? Not a charge in charge! You shouldn't be afraid of that. The splendid screen is really what he should be afraid of. That does like an extra 50% or more, like, you know, charge damage. I think it does double actually. That shit's scary. That's like at least a solid 65 you can take out of you. Alright, yeah, 1 hour in and we're already at the Wily stages. This is going pretty well. I don't think we're gonna get through quite as fast as we did with Mega, just the kick. But, you know, this is still good time. If I just avoid the big eyes, we can save a lot more time here. There we go, and avoided without difficulty. They did not try very hard. I think the only reason that this is probably slower than having the Mighty Foot is just because the Mighty Foot is that mighty. Like, you know, having all the damage that it provides is kind of critical to Rock being able to just blast through the game. Huh, I managed to grab that without landing on the platform. Interesting. Hitboxes. Ow, I was looking at chat. Oops. Can't inflict bleed. I mean, you know. I mean, shit, bullets hit you and they can't inflict bleed. That's crazy. Like, yeah, at a certain point, it's like, yeah, the everything, the video of everything gives you bleed for 8 seconds. Like, that would be what if TF2 was more realistic, for sure. I guess maybe they could just say the big spike can give it to you, but I don't know. It's an underutilized stat debuff in the game. Only given by one dogshit melee that no one uses on snipers. So there could have used a couple more opportunities for it. Everything should bleed. Well, should bleed for 8 seconds if we're trying to make TF2 of Duty 4. With patented AI-generated giant heavy you have to fight at the very end of the campaign. Still never dodged that. Guess I'm jumping too early. Alright, and we're already here at Yellow Devil. The Yellow Devil.
Warning!
Yeah, Shonik did make it a reality. I remember. The interior of Wily Stage 1 looks like an influencer's bedroom, aside from the boss room. I guess just the fact that it's pink LEDs, but... Cut, man, how could you say that? Influencing the 3 oddly shaped lava lamps. True, I think the whole thing could fit that aesthetic. Though we could use more RGB lights rather than just pink lights. Maybe it's a 2010s gamer girl room, TM. That's what it would fit the best. It'll light up a very stubborn candle. Candles can be stubborn like that sometimes, and I'm not entirely sure why, even as a chemist. It's usually the lighter that's very stubborn in my experience, and the fire just doesn't want to go downwards because heat is rising. But sometimes the candle wick is also just like, no, in fact, I will not light today, thank you. Not enough link pillows. There's also not enough squishmallows as well for the e-girl TM room as well. Although I guess the Yellow Devil is kind of one big squishmallow if you really think about it. He is soft and compressible. I fell asleep there. Okay, asleep at the wheel. Cutman does not do the best damage against Yellow Devil. It seems like he does maybe 2 ticks of damage, which is sure as hell better than Oil Man, but kind of falls behind in comparison to his brothers. The boss room doesn't look like his aforementioned bedroom. Yeah, fair. Well, you never know. Like, one of the sides was the boss gate. Maybe the other side opens up into, like, a bed that, you know, falls out from the wall. Like, there could be a bed over on this side that just, you know, is folded up right now. Oh, shit, you can just barely get in a double hit. This changes the game entirely. Now I'm actually excited fighting this boss again. I have something to try and skillfully execute. Ah, missed it. Goodbye risk and hello reward. You're so right. Sponsor today's video, Hello Reward. Do you need rewards delivered to your house because you can't get them quite on your own? Well, unfortunately the service has not actually been invented yet, and we have no idea how to deliver a victory in a box, so you're gonna have to settle for beating the Yellow Devil the old-fashioned way. Yeah, those are numbers. The timing might not actually be that stubborn, considering I'm pretty sure it did not. The rolling cutter was definitely not in the eye hitbox on that last hit. It still seemed to register. So maybe if I just spam, it'll all go well. Oh yeah, spamming's the way to go. It doesn't seem to have the same diseased of loss of hitbox that happens against Proto-Eye, so... Spam ahoy! Damn it. Version of the Game Awards like the Razzies, you win and get the Big Rigs trophy that says you're winner. Yeah, that could be funny. A good way to acknowledge games that definitely tried and maybe did not succeed so much. Damn. All right. Concord, yeah, Concord sweep. I guess that's a point of discussion that I've been asked a couple times. Do y'all have a game of the year this year? Do you think there's any that are noteworthy in your mind for, like, you know, 1, your game of the year, and 2, what you think the game of the year will end up being? I don't really have one for either category because I don't think I played any games that came out this year. But, you know, I'd be interested to see what anybody else says.
Good job. You did well.
You're not hurt, right?
Yeah, unsurprising that most of us have in fact not played new games this year. We're kind of all watching somebody play Mega Man Powered Up right now, so... Alright, no, Pink has a point. Silk Song has a good chance of winning, and is also a good game that released this year. I've not played it, but I will agree that Silk Song is probably a pretty good game. Given the hype around it, the fact that it didn't disappoint, I like Metroidvanias. Hollow Knight looked cool. Silk Song, from the brief glimpses I got, also looked cool. Shadow Gen might be the newest game you played, and that was my game of the year last year. I don't know if that's the newest game I played. It might be. I mean, I think Baldur's Gate, if anything, Baldur's Gate 3 is definitely the newest game I played, but that was last year's game of the year, so I can't just nominate that again. As much as I want to, you know, have a NAC 2 sweep every year, best game of the year every year, baby, kind of moment. But yeah, I don't think I played anything that was new this year. I almost played Clover Pit. because, you know, I'm Balatro pilled now, and Defective has Clover Pit in his library, and we share a Steam library, so I could play it. I just haven't bothered to do so. It seemed like a kind of fun game, but ultimately I have, you know, ultimately I'm gaming, you know, through Megaman. Okay, Cutman does not have a good matchup on that situation, but... Ow. Cutman got shot twice in the back of a cab in New York. Year before his Gravity Circuit, gamer brother. Yeah, definitely, we're totally brothers. We're definitely using the family feature properly. The rumors are true. Half-Life 3 could be the game of the year for 2026. Yeah, I mean, I was kind of talking about this. I think it would be mad funny, and I feel like Valve might also be in on the joke if they never release a game that's just explicitly called Half-Life 3. Oh, sweet, I can actually still wall jump. This should be actually a pretty fair fight then. If they never release a game actually called Half-Life 3, but, you know, is eventually, like, the third installment in the actually playing as Gordon Freeman Half-Life series, I think that would be very funny. Like, and I'm not saying, like, oh, haha, Half-Life 2 Episode 3, or, you know, and just keep doing new episodes of Half-Life 2, but more just like, you know, they keep coming up with subtitles to make it, you know, not Half-Life 3, just something else entirely. The Ballad of Gordon Freeman. Yeah, exactly, some shit like that. Ow. CWOMP is still a stupid boss fight. Okay, that does not work as well as I was hoping it would. That's not a very reliable strategy. I'm definitely going to die here. I just have to flat out just jump, like, you know, a plebeian. Or, you know, do the damage, get him in the corner, that kind of thing. Okay, please spawn on the left. Okay, I can dodge you. Ah, I didn't want to stay in the center because, like, I knew I wouldn't be able to get past his fat-ass bubble if I stayed in the center, so I tried to just bet that I could hide behind the rock, but the laser came out too fast, so yikes. Hello, Dakota, welcome. Still loving Satsuna? Nice. I'm currently loving the Cutman playthrough. With the exception of this boss fight, it's been going pretty damn well, so I have no complaints about the Sharp Boys gameplay. This boss fight doesn't exactly go well for any character. Well, except for, like, I forget who, like, just annihilated CWO1P. There was one character, it was just, like, there was no hope for this guy. I can't remember who that was at this moment, though. It might have been... I don't want to say Roll, but I don't think that that's correct. Was it Gutsman? Maybe Gutsman absolutely destroyed his shield. I fucking missed the shield entirely there. Alright. Ball. That. Set up for next phase. Small child still fights the CPO bot the old-fashioned way. Just barely, okay. Alright, gotta do some damage if I want to actually hide in the corner, and I'm still messing. Oh well. Ooh, okay, that was barely a dodge. There we go. Bastard gone. Half-Life Steam, damn. Half-Life Full Life Consequences, real. Oh, true. Definitely gotta give the artist credit for that one. Who is that again? El Toro 64? Russ? Or is that somebody else? Hunt for the Borealis. That's one that actually me and Avoidberg were talking this weekend, brought that up as a serious concept, given that, you know, that was kind of the next plot point set up in Half-Life 2. I could see that one. Almost a no-hit too. Yeah, and you know, we can't do it quite perfectly, especially when on half sleep and you know, chatting my ass off. But still pretty impressive. I know you were not, and I know you were complimenting, not downplaying. Anyways, let's see. Cutman is adorable. The Cutman is adorable, and he is really more of a cut boy. He do kind of have that childlike wonder to him, and naivete as well, even more so than Megaman. Yeah, we don't get the I'm going to make paper dolls out of you, Cutsman? Well, I guess that is what it was called in Ruby Spears in this game. We get more of the Deku. Dr. Wily, I'm gonna defeat you and your evil robots. You can't stop me. That's kind of more how we get Cutman in this game, which is charming in its own way. I do also like that, yeah, you can wall jump off Yokus. You can get some seriously funny things. The powered up devs could have been assholes and said, no, you don't get to do that, just like how Gutsman can't make blocks on his conveyor belts, but thankfully they were merciful in this instance. Yeah, Cutman could be a shonen support character in this instance. Doing alright compared to the Time Man stream? Yeah. I don't know, I guess maybe that 20-minute nap where I got maybe 5 minutes of sleep have actually done something for me. I'm still going to bed like as soon as I possibly can after stream though. I am not really in the mood to you know, revenge procrastinate tonight. I'm in the mood for some Z's. And I've never thought about it before. Why is a bunch of Z's like the kind of colloquial shorthand for somebody like snoring? Like, I don't think snoring sounds like a bunch of Z sounds. I mean, there's no real letter in the English language to describe what the, you know, accurately describe the snoring sound, so I get we had to do something, but, like, it definitely does not sound like zzz. So, if anybody knows, I would actually be very curious. Oh, I jumped early there. I'm surprised I didn't get stung. Could ask someone on Reddit. Ah, yes. Ah, damn it! I was so close to no-hitting that. Reddit, the best source of information. Only right behind Grokkapedia. Of course, the fastest way to get information off of Reddit is to assert that, like, a wrong answer for how you got triple Z's to be, you know, the snoring sound effect. Ah, goddammit, Guts, man. Don't do this to me. Okay, there we go. Didn't have to waste a life on him. Rockopedia, the Flintstones wiki? No, actually, that's the other name for the Megaman wiki. Sorry. Something Latin? 99% of English stuff. No, that's not quite true. 99% of English stuff cannot be classified as Latin because only about like 40% of English stuff is Latin. Another 40% is Greek, and then like some like 15% is Germanic, and like 5% is French. So. All right, let's make the use out of my most use out of my no health and obliterate Bomb Man where he stands. Poor Bomb Man. Anyways. Cutman will be beaten with an inch of his life, missing an arm, so like, I can still save you. Yeah, exactly. Cutman will always show mercy, even where Megaman... Oh, Megaman will too, but... Anyways. Alright. Thank you, Grimmopedia. ZZZ, in terms of being used for sleep, was used by early cartoonists as a visual shorthand to represent sleep in written form. Because snoring was associated with sawing wood, people used ZZZ to represent sawing wood. Have you looked on Reddit? Okay. I'm gonna take Grimm's answer. But, alright. That's interesting. Well then, why did cartoonists choose ZZZ to be a visual shorthand to represent in written form? It's an interesting choice. If I killed a boss and then died without getting the checkpoint, would the boss still be dead when you get through the whole level? That's a good question. One that I definitely do not feel like answering tonight. But one that could be investigated in the future. Sawing logs thing also accurate? Alright, fair enough. Back at you, Bomb Man says as he fucking dies. Yeah. Back to the grave I go. Alright, Iceman's a bit of a bold choice for me to be taking on with no health, but for some reason I feel the most confident in taking him on without getting hit. Not having an ice floor to deal with all certainly helps. Oh, this is a bad place to be. Alright, got lucky there. Alright, goodbye, Iceman. Scringling Iceman's clone sounds. Yeah, he just doesn't have a whole lot to him. He doesn't got words no more, even. He just goes, huh, and that's about all. I also noticed Iceman kind of has like the most Lego minifigure face of any of the Robot Masters. It's just a very round, cylindrical thing with like some curve at the top and bottom. I was thinking about how the fatigue was setting in, and that took my brain over instead of actually fighting Oil Man. Well, while we have full health bar, hey Fireman, how you doing? He did Goomba stomp me, and the scissor spike didn't even help me out. I thought Paper Mario was supposed to, you know, tell me that like you stomped on a Goomba that's wearing like a big pointy hat, like, you know. Then you'd take damage from doing that. Alright, I have to... If I want to do the Fireman strategy, I have to do it pretty close to him. Just because of the weird arc that Rolling Cutter has. See your leggy minifigure and one-up with it actually looks like a PlayStation Playmobil figure face. I'll one-up that even further and say it looks just like the serve bots from Mega Man Legends face. That's honestly probably where they got the model from, if I'm thinking about it now. They probably just, you know, copy paste right over from the other console onto this one, right through Blender, and look at that, it just works. Being a cowboy fireman would be disgusted by me shooting him in the back. That's the thing. I'm shooting him in the face and then jumping behind his back. There's a difference. What difference is it? Ask again later. I feel like Playmobil figures could honestly make for a good base for a Mega Man clothes thing. Perhaps. I don't think I grew up with Playmobil, unless that was like Duplo, Duplo's brand or something like that. In which case, then I might know what that actually is. Ah, Mega Man question mark. You no longer have the 2 guts block advantage that was helping you out so dearly in the Cutman arena. Had a feeling he was gonna stop there. He's certainly using his charge shot to a much more strategic advantage now. He's trying to trick me to jump on him more. Get over here, Mega Man. Yeah, that's right. Grovel. Sure cut Mega Man's dignity with that strat. Yes, I certainly did. Thank you, Super Nerd. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hey, everybody, while you're here and you have your attention, if you're not in the Discord yet, or you haven't voted in it yet, I do want to play some Jackbox with the community, over this upcoming Thanksgiving break. So, if you'd like to do that, join the Discord and or vote for a time slot that you want to play with us in. So far, Saturday and Sunday are tied, but given that there are more people from the community, the stream watching community right now versus just my personal friends list who are actually available on Saturday, I will currently tie break towards Saturday if there is a tie. But otherwise, come have fun with us. We'll play video games and we'll make stupid words and phrases in Job Job and other assorted games as well. We'll have a great time. And while I'm shilling for interaction, be sure to like the video and share it and stuff like that. Because it does help me. And I would very much appreciate it. Alright, back to Mega Man. If you're gonna make Mega Man figurines for anyone, Mega Bloks is right there. Yeah, no, that one's right there. One of your middle school crushes was obsessed with those blocks? Huh. Alright. I remember I had like a weird minor childhood hatred for Duplo blocks because like I was like, this is not Lego, this is Lego for babies. And so I was like insulted when one year I went as a Lego block, but because it was so big, a couple people in the neighborhood started calling it Duplo block, and I was like, no, you're wrong. Big advantage. Playmobil, okay. Friend has liked Mega Bloks since they made their Halo sets. Oh, alright. I don't remember. I clearly do not remember what Mega Bloks are. May have never had exposure to them. Which, from what people are saying, might be a good thing. Might have had a happier childhood because of it. Oh my god, the returning rolling cutter really just such wonders against Oil Man's jump that normally gets him out of the way. Beautiful. How does it feel, Oil Man? I get to be the player character and have 2 of my shots on screen at once. Unlike your sorry ass, only lucky to get 1. Also, cool ass cinematic final shot against Oil Man. Mega Bloks pretty big. Forget if that was after. Yep, slick as oil. Ugh. The also, I mean, I didn't have a large volume of it, but I did have a leftover garlic chicken for dinner, and the oil and garlic within that is starting to come back up as a, you know, as a kind of nauseating brew. It's pretty good going down, but coming back up, it's maybe not the most pleasant of smells and feelings. Sulfuric Abyss, not maybe a little bit in the esophagus, maybe some acid reflux type shit, but nothing too bad. Ooh, that sucks. I have to kind of fight the Picket Man, this weird, awkward sniping position. Oh, that's right, the Picket Man in this game does not, oh no, he does actually put his shield back up. Oh. Just doesn't do it for a very long time. Yeah, I don't really feel too confident in, Okay, this works, actually. Perfect distance to snipe him. He says he gets it. Lovomatus returning. Thankfully, it doesn't actually seem like it's that bad. It's just at that stage where it's lingering now. I can feel it in my digestive tract. I'll be fine. Don't get why the boss rematches are halfway through the level? What do you mean? They usually are. Unless you mean more like, why has Wily put them over here?
Yo, no brains.
No
Don't
brains?
you know running with scissors
How
is
dare you?
dangerous?
A clone of me? He's really well made. You.
Cutman
You're so
self-says
stupid.
Snobbleben.
Are you sure you even know how to use those scissors?
Alright, we go from extremely nice protagonist to just general dickhead. So, yeah, that tracks.
Down the middle. Down the middle.
I'm also just thinking of it now. I wonder if Copy Robot kind of explains how Wily manages to actually get the weapon data of you know, in one of these boss character playthroughs. Because, like, obviously in the main game, he's already abducted all the bosses, so he's getting to use their weapons. But theoretically, he shouldn't have, like, you know, Rolling Cutter unless, you know, Copy Robot here basically has given him the opportunity to copy Rolling Cutter or any of the other weapons for the other characters. Interesting in-game questions that will never be quite answered by Capcom, because it was implied as story subtext. Alright, come on, fake Cutman, we almost got you. It's actually kind of funny. Due to the Rolling Cutter arc, it's actually a pretty effective strategy to run away from Copy Cutman so it gets hit in the backswing.
Mission complete.
Oh, the falling hallway is supposed to be a scanner. Huh. Yeah, fairly interesting. Fairly interesting. I think he used the boss rematches to study Cutman, acquire combat data. That could work too. Then he can make a clone. Oh, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, that could work too.
Job.
Kind of an X2 style mid-boss scanning you through the middle of things. Funky cloning dude. Yeah. Freaky ghost bed. Freaky ghost 2. Alright, I'm gonna reset PNG Tuber. Alright. Which, well, good news, sort of. I did actually decide that I wanted to, I bit the bullet and spent $12 on Honk, the other PNG tubing program I know that has, mouth phenome tracking on it, so you can actually, you know, distinguish between multiple different mouths when I make noises. And maybe that'll end up working better than PNG Tuber Maker, where I won't have to reset things often. But it did still seem to have, it does still seem to be a program that is abandonware jank, just more recently abandoned abandonware with slightly less jank. There's like a 3.0 alpha mode that exists. Was the last update for the program that seems to have issues with not necessarily the mouth desyncing like the way it does here in PNG Tuber Maker, more the way that like it struggles to process it, and so like it ends up lagging behind until it just like suddenly lags and forward and catches up. Too late. But the 2.0 version that also came packaged with the purchase seems to be more stable, so there's a good chance that that might work, and I might not have to keep resetting my mouth all the damn time. So that's something I'll be messing with the Thanksgiving break coming here, so perhaps good news, stay tuned. Final mouth down. That sounds like something Oil Man would say. Oil Man after dark. Freaky Oil Man. Slipped from the final mouth. Final mouth ended up working though. Yeah, I hope it works too. Just have to actually give it a shot. Oh, and you're so right, Grim. Final Mouth does sound like the Neil Cicerega's sign-off album from making mashups. Maybe when he decides to, maybe in 50 years we'll get that, and it'll be like, this is my final masterpiece. Final Mouth. Alright, let me lock in for the final jump here. Hell yeah. I can't believe that actually worked. Usually when I say things like that, it never works. Apparently the new program doesn't work and you're stuck with the status quo. Not forever. I mean, one day the Vroid model will be done. I will eventually stop saying, okay, I'm done optimizing the hair. I can move on and do with the other things. So, and hey, the Christmas break I'll end up having will give me some time to work on that. Plenty of time. Especially if I don't travel, which may or may not. Damn. Everybody is banking that this Vroid model is never going to exist. I promise it's not a yandere dev situation. It does actually get work.
Genius! It's the only mistake I've made.
I know promises are so long, but anyways.
Can't forgive what you did to my brothers.
Whoa.
Payback time, and I'm gonna cut you down to size.
Deku's making a stand over here.
Why, you insolent fool! I will crush you with a loud crunch.
Egg on my face if Valve releases Half-Life 3. Okay, yeah, that one will be pathetic if that happens.
Number one.
Hopefully that's not the case. It's been 8 years since a PC. Shut the fuck up. Shut up, all of you. You're so mean. No, I mean, you have a right to make fun of me for this. It definitely should not be taking this long, but given that it's a Vroid plus Blender model and I have perfectionism issues, yeah, it's definitely, that's the reason it's taking so long. It could just be done, and I could just give you a final product now, but instead I choose to be like, no, I need to actually reduce the number of verts and also try to, you know, put on some custom accessories and make all the physics work out good for them, do the textures a little bit better, condense the textures so that way I don't have a whole bunch of extra file space.
Wait a second.
You know, the things I don't actually do when I made, like, say, my font or my PNG model.
It's alive again.
Vroid model, just a week away. Aren't you excited, guys? Yippee! I'm so excited to hear this information. I wonder if Wily's hammer in the Gutsman form just fucking instantly kills Cutman. That would seem like a fitting end. Oh fuck, it's this guy. It's this shit. Alright, cool. Cool, Wily. Very cool. Thank you. Fucking oil machine gun. Bully people I like. Yeah, it's fair. I do this. People I like and really hate. I'm in the first camp, Crash. Smile. That's it. That's a face that I can trust.
Warning!
No idea how Wily was able to copy the weapons of the robots he didn't steal. Like, where's my Mega Buster? Yeah, I kind of brought up that earlier score. I figure it's probably during the copy robot fight in the previous stage. Like, he just takes that data and transmits it to his own machine as well. Oh, shit. Super Arm, free hits. Thank you, Wily. Again, we have to win the Wily lottery here. Ow. And pay attention to when he's bringing out the Thunder Beam. When he's bringing the thunder... Bow Sport to Cutter is a true combo. Yeah, it really is. It would be some ultimate fighting game type bullshit. A real quarter eater if that was in, like, the Power Fighters. Alright, I'll take time slow. win the Wily War alternate version. Oh, that would be a fun hack/mod to the Wily Wars. Like, what if there was a version of Wily Wars that was like powered up and you could actually play as a lot of the different robot masters? Of course, that would essentially just be Mega Man powered up 1, 2, and 3, but maybe if you wanted to be maybe simpler about it, you could just be at least, okay, you could take on Wily Tower as any of the robot masters. That's a little bit more manageable. Just as that's only a couple stages, and, well, I mean, that is still the same amount of robot masters to program in. I don't know. It's a thing that I said. It sounds cool, but it's probably impractical as all hell. Oh, come on, Wily. Can't we go one fight without you bringing out the oil machine gun? Bastard. Oh, and here's the rolling cutter. Focus on dodging. There we go. Wily War, only one game.
Why, you?
What if it was still called Wily Wars, but it was actually like an Advanced Wars type game? It was Mega Man Strategy.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Anyways, I think that's the that's a new record for fastest normal mode playthrough as one of these characters, because I think just Rock took a little over 2 hours. This took a little under 2 hours as Cutman. Very nice. I think I finally know how to schmoove through this game. I've unlocked. I know Mega Man powered up like the back of my hand. Thanks to the heroic actions of Cutman, peace has been once again restored, and Wily has like changed his heart and is going to work on Gamma or something for a little while. Wily No Wars instead of games that included infinite bacon. Wily but no Wily, or Wily but no wars. That could have been the throw, yeah. Ran out of BS characters, yeah, to belay me. Although, honestly, I mean, like, you know, some of the BS characters worked out pretty well for me, all things considered. Oil Man did take 2 streams, but I think that's probably better than most people's average. A lot of that is just the fact that Oil Man does no damage. What if you were character, but did no damage? And also has an absolutely abysmal the fact that Cutman gets to fire out 2 rolling cutters and Oil Man is stuck to 1 glob of oil is just criminal. But Cutman's fun, and so we got through it quick. And yeah, Cutman good. Still liking Powered Up. Honestly, I've been considering where I put Powered Up on like my Mega Man tier list, and Powered Up's starting to rank higher and higher on my Mega Man tier list. Like, I think it's somewhere in like B tier for me, above a good portion of like NES and X games for me personally. I know that's heresy for a ton of people, but I don't know. I love this game. It's good fun. Outside of the occasional jank, but you know, what Mega Man game doesn't have occasional jank? Also, hard mode is. I don't want to play hard mode as Oil Man ever, but maybe I'll come down to it one day. The classic mode, though, that was Gutsman's stream, Pink. How they have wars, unlimited wars, but no wars. Something something America. Or yeah, that's just the Cold War. That's the joke, lad. No amount of YouTuber opinions will change your mind about Powered Up being poop tier if you made your avatar cross their arms with a smirk. Oh no, he's immune to the YouTube propaganda. I don't know, maybe after you get done playing Maverick Hunter X again, you should play Powered Up again and see if you can maybe stomach it. You've told me to play a lot of different Mega Man games over and over again. Maybe you can get this one finally behind, you can finally get behind this one. But anyways, well, with that, record time being done on Mega Man Powered Up for Cutman today, I would like to thank you for being here. And I would also say that tomorrow we are streaming Mega Man ROM hack that I chose because I found it on a random games article one day. It's Mega Man Law of Justice. It's also a Mega Man 1 hack. Well, also, it's related to Mega Man 1 in that sense. It's a Mega Man 1 hack. I've wanted to play it for a while because it's been on my phone for like over a year and a half. And now felt like the perfect time to do it. So I'm gonna be excited to do that tomorrow. I hope you could join me for it tomorrow. I think it'll be pretty dang cool. Somehow not for Voyage, but still need to see it. Yeah, I was actually considering, maybe not for Voyage, Proto, but I was considering the other two you had mentioned, Permafrost and Ringman Goes to the Castle. I have them downloaded, but like, sorry to say, I like kind of flipped in an internal coin in my heart and said, I really am really curious about this Mega Man 1 hack. So we'll get to the other ones eventually, Proto. We'll get there. We'll have time for that kind of thing eventually. You have to play powered up again a tiered version of the special weapons. I think you'll enjoy it more, especially after seeing, maybe knowing what to do with my playthrough. So, internal 3-sided coin. I love 3-sided coins. It's like a tetrahedron, but like with a try again square. Landed on feet. Uh-oh. But yes, thank you for watching. Thanks for attending. We got more Mega Man tomorrow. A double Mega Man feature, something that has not been seen since I was streaming Magmammal on this channel. So, yeah, I hope to see you there tomorrow. Be sure to like the video and interact with it, and tell all your people about me at Thanksgiving, and embarrass. Tell all of your friends and family you see at Thanksgiving next week about me, and be sure to so that way they can have some schadenfreude about a 27-year-old with a PNG to avatar on YouTube, or maybe they'll like me. Who knows? But yeah, that'll do it for me. Have a good night, everybody. I'm gonna go like hit the hay real hard. So see y'all later. Bye.